spring ball. What are you seeing from your tight end group here, and obviously the new face with Cole?
Yeah, tight ends have been good. Obviously, starting with Tanner, he played a bunch last year and played more as the year went on, and he's been really physical in the run game, and he's done good. Griffin Moore's been as good as he's been since I've been here. I think he's had a really good spring. Both run game and pass game. Cole's a really smart kid. Cole's really smart. He's done a great job picking up the offense, and he's been an asset for us, especially in the pass game. But he's done a really good job for us. We're excited about him. Nate's been solid. When he's been in, he's done a good job. Owen Anderson, and we got Nick True and Henry Boyer. So we got a good room.
How do you keep Henry involved, even though he's not out there?
Yeah.
What's important for him this spring?
Well, Henry's one of the smartest guys in the room, so we engage him in meetings and ask him questions, and he can answer everything. He's done a great job of, taking Cole Rusk, a new guy, and Nate, even though he's been here, a younger guy, and Nick True just moved to the position and, kind of taking them under his wing on the sideline and stuff like that and helping them through. And he's really smart. He's done a good job that way, and he's been studying on his own. You can come in the tight end room, and there's a good chance that a couple of those guys are in there watching. And a lot of time Henry's running the show on that, so it's been good.
So it seems like Tanner Arkin maybe went through a few growing pains his first year after transferring. What's he got to do to step up this year? And what gains has he made in the offseason?
I think Tanner's a really good player, personally. I know maybe receptions-wise he didn't have a ton of production in the pass game last year. I think that would change, but he's really physical. He's really tough. He gets movement on contact. He's extremely smart. He could coach the tight ends. He's extremely detailed in everything he does, and no ego guy. Just wants to win, wants to help the team win. Doesn't care what his production looks like. Just wants to win. But I think Tanner's had a really good spring. He's a tough kid. I couldn't say enough good things about him.
What was his process last year to earn more snaps? We saw those pick up later.
Yeah.
What did he do to get that trust and get out there?
Just when he got his opportunity, he made the most of it. He was an asset in the run game. But like you said, he's started camp as our fifth tight end, and by the middle of the season, he was our starter in 12 personnel. And it's just physical and tough and smart, and you trusted him, and he does everything right, and he's a tough kid. You don't hear him say much. He just does his job and does it to the best of his ability. And, he's becoming a good leader, too, in that room. I know he's not the most vocal guy, maybe in front of the team, but he's done a really good job of, taking the young guys under his wing and being a leader.
Got a new kicker, highly regarded coming out of high school. How's he striking the ball here in the spring?
You asked about David, how
Yes.
he's doing? Yeah, so David's done a great job. So as of this moment, knock on wood, he's been 100% inside of 45, and outside of that, he's been about 50-50, but he hits a clean ball. He's super talented, detailed in his approach, and we couldn't be happier with him. And the operation, too, the snap hole kick. But he's had a really good spring. We're fired up about him.
What's the process with him? He could obviously probably be in a bigger role with him. What's the process kind of getting him
What's
ready?
that? I'm sorry?
What's the process kind of getting him ready for a bigger role this year?
Well, he's got to go earn it, right? Fabrizio's played in games and been really good for us, so don't forget about him. And he's had a good spring, too. So, if we had a game tomorrow, I don't know who our kicker is, but feel good about both of them, And obviously he's been getting more reps with the ones, right? So that's probably along the lines of what you're asking. But he's pretty even keel, he's not going to miss one and let that turn into two. So he does a good job with that, and I think he's a mentally tough kid. And I think it helped that he started late in the year on kickoff too. He got those reps, and he was good at times. He struggled at times, but I think ultimately good for him. He had a little bit of adversity and came back and hit some clean balls on kickoff towards the end of the year. But I think that'll be a valuable experience for him.
The way Brett describes him, he doesn't sound like he's for a lack of confidence or a little bravado. How does that translate for him on the field?
Yeah, he's very confident, but he doesn't vocalize. He's not an arrogant kid, but he is very confident, which is good. He expects himself to go execute, and he's smart. When he misses one, he knows what he did wrong pretty immediately. So I think he walks a line of being confident and being the other end of that. I think he does a great job of that.
Isaiah Williams was a big part of the return game for you. Who are some guys that are going to step into that role this coming year?
You know, it's kind of been an open competition there. We got some guys we're looking at. Hank right now is a really dependable kid back there as far as fielding them right now. I'd say he's a step ahead of just being trustworthy. You know, and fielding all catchable punts is a term we use, but Hank's done a great job. We got a lot of other guys working back there, so, you know, we have 6 or 8 guys getting reps back there, but trying to create an army of returners, and, you know, and that's the thing we've been talking about too is, you know, I think we probably led the country in turnovers on special teams last year. We had 4, so I don't know. I don't know if that's an NCAA stat or where you get that, but that's got to be up there. So that's a career high for me. So that's been an emphasis for us, right? Like we talk about own the ball, no penalties, and those are a couple things we got to really get cleaned up in the return game. You know, 4 turnovers is inexcusable, and that's on me, but we got to do a better job there. And then we had some big penalties, you know, call back a touchdown line. And it was the right call, but, you know, a couple other returns. So we got to do a better job of that. But Hank's done a great job back there, and so have a lot of other guys.
I know with Griffin Moore, you talked about maybe his evolution as a blocker.